Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me. tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me at tmosso at thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing a 2014 SIHH launch. This is the mighty Lange Sohne 1815 Tourbillon. 39.5 millimeters in red gold. The watch measures 11.5 millimeters thick by 47.3 millimeters lug to lug with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Pulling the watch back real quick and throwing it on my wrist, you can see my 16 centimeter circumference wrist wears it well. Getting a little bit closer here to the lens, you can see in this down the barrel shot that I have plenty of clearance on both sides of my wrist. You can also see in this over the top shot that there's plenty of clearance on each side. And I would say this is a tourbillon you could wear on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference, maybe even 13. So this is a viable unisex option. Now the timepiece includes a little bit of unconventional software and hardware, as it's not uncommon for a Lange watch to include an alligator leather strap, but the full deployant clasp is something we rarely see, even on flagship models. Now you can see it's brown calfskin on the bottom, it's dark brown alligator leather, large rectangular scale on the top with a little bit of bolstering down the center, a monotone stitch, and then you can see there's a folded edge, and you'll also appreciate that this is a brand new Lange Sohne factory strap. The deployant clasp is the exceptional part, as most Lange watches, even flagship complications, generally include pin buckles, so getting the full deployant clasp here offers you both more precious metal substance and some insurance against accidentally dropping your watch while you don or remove it at the bedside. The case is all of high polish with simple but strong lines. There are a couple of definition lines that articulate the case band, and then you have the characteristic Lange stepped out lugs, so they're not Calatrava style blended lugs, rather they have a little bit of a joint between the case and the lug profile. The bezel is all domed, and you can see that there is a Lange branded crown, giving way to a dial that is the 1815 dial. Now, Lange has a couple of different model families. They're all defined by the dial design. Vertically arrayed Arabic numerals means the 1815. The dial is simple and strong with a sunken center disc and an outer plane, both of which are made of sterling silver. It is a precious metal dial that is then galvanized this silver white and then printed with the railroad track outboard and then the numerals and the Lange logo. Now the timepiece features lovely blued alpha style hands at center for the minutes and the hours. You can see that the cannon pinion as well as its surround is actually mirror polished, so the attention to detail here is excellent. You'll also note how the upper bridge for the tourbillon is sunken flush with the dial itself, and then it's black polished with black polished screws. The tourbillon carriage, and I'll do my best to show it to advantage here, is a sort of wire style or filigree with a beautiful black polishing on its top and multiple finely finished sharp interior angles. Now it is a free sprung balance with a handmade overcoil hairspring adjusted in 5 positions. So this is a tourbillon that does reclaim the chronometric intent of the original Abraham Louis Breguet tourbillon regulator. That was built for a pocket watch, this for a wristwatch, but it is still a timing oriented tourbillon. Now watch the seconds hand. Not only is this a hacking seconds on a tourbillon, it is a 0 reset seconds, virtually unheard of and exquisite for those who believe that even a tourbillon watch should be settable to the second. Now turning the watch over, the movement's glorious, though I have to say a lot of the action's on the dial side with this one. This is all water resistant to 30 meters. Let's take a look at the geography. You've got all the traditional Lange finishing and architectural elements. I'll add that this watch, which includes a number of both synthetic rubies and a final 21st gem. It's one of the few watches you'll find that incorporates a diamond on the movement rather than the case. There is a lower capstone for the tourbillon carriage, and it is a real faceted diamond. Now the timepiece includes a 3/4 style bridge with glasuta stripes. It's a nod to the pocket watch era when most train and barrel bridges were a mono bridge. You've also got that lovely nickel copper zinc known as German silver. The French would call it maillot. It is a golden hued alloy made that way by the presence of the copper. You can see we have both polished screws and fired blue screws. The watch does include both. The locating pegs that help to locate the bridge, those have also been polished to a mirror shine. And then we have a freehand engraved lower support for the tourbillon carriage that's surrounded by engine turning or perlage. You can also see, though, there are only a few edges to the bridges here. They are all mirror polished, that is, mirrored optically smooth anglage done the old-fashioned way and finished with wood. Finally, you can see that the train is partially set in golden chaton that are held in place by blued screws, and this is another nod to the pocket watch era when it was difficult to press a jewel directly into a bridge or a plate, so they would be set in precision chaton that would then be fixed to the bridges and plates using screws. Now, the tourbillon carriage itself beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour, or at least the balance does within the carriage. The tourbillon carriage makes 1 minute circuits around the dial, and the manual wind watch has a 72-hour power reserve, or 3 days at maximum wind. So there is a lot to love, and it has an impressive power reserve given its compact case and power-intensive refinement. Reach out to Tim Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.